some of us have the right idea this morning. Bye, Donnie. I'll see you in a little while.
Bye, sweet pea.
At least it's not raining right now.
I'll be right here, I promise.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Kiss, kiss. It is soupy out here this morning. It's still 61 degrees. They said we may have thunderstorms this afternoon. It's so soupy. We have a frontal boundary coming through, and oh yeah, I turned off automatic doors yesterday. Guess I might want to turn those back on. Automatic doors. All right, there it is. It's under doors and locks under settings, but not under control. But yes, there. I've turned them back on. So I pulled over here by our Taekwondo school to wipe the rear view mirrors down. I have the defroster going, although I've turned it down while I'm talking. But I couldn't see out either of my mirrors, and when I have to merge up in Garner, I really rely on that right mirror. You can see the window glass everywhere is just totally fogged up this morning. It's just that soupy. It's got to be like a humidity of 80% or something. It's incredible. So today's picture is a warm and at the same time cold shot. It's blue, but it's a flame. Yeah. I went through a phase where I took lots of candle pictures, and this is one of those shots. I believe they were on top of a mirror so that there was even more reflection off of the base. So it's right around sunrise. It's still, you know, pretty dark outside, especially with the cloud cover this morning. I have automatic wipers on again in that second setting, and they seem to be wiping the windshield on a fairly regular basis. I know I had read a few folks gave critique about how they work when it's dark. Of course, there is a lot of street lights and business lighting in this area, so I wouldn't, you know, call it dark, but I'm pretty happy with their performance so far. Well, you guys have a good day. It's Friday.
Yep.
A rainy Friday, but it's still Friday. I'm going to turn the wipers off because I said I'm going to turn them off because them going while you're getting in and out is not good.
See you later, Mom.
See you later. Love ya. Bye-bye. Ever since we moved the top doghouse off of the platform here, the kitties have been up top sleeping some, so that's kind of cool. Hi everybody, you staying dry? Oh, big stretch tucks. Hi Slate. Hey Slatey. Oh yeah, big stretch. Hey Gray. Hey Gray. So I'm back home, and on my agenda today is not much of anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out with Dawn, watch YouTubes, take a nap, put my feet up. I probably should be packing up some more of our holiday decorations, but that's just not happening today. Yeah, I'm gonna rest up a little bit. The boys are here this weekend, and hopefully we'll be busy doing some stuff with them, but also it's just been a really tiring week getting back into the routine of getting up so early and everything. So yeah, just gonna take it easy today. Right now, however, because I'm planning on taking it easy, I'm going to walk the driveway one time and enjoy the fact that it's both A, very warm, and B, not currently raining. It is wet out here, and Ruby's all wet again, but yeah, that's the way it goes. So this morning after dropping off the boys, I kind of scoured downtown for another intersection, safe place to park where I could try to get some more car headlight and taillight trails and time lapse of the intersection. And I really just didn't find a place that inspired me to park and do that. So I headed out of town and I ended up stopping by the fish mural at Earp Seafood. It's sort of out of south of Raleigh heading toward Garner. And I did do a time lapse at that intersection. I don't know if it turned out or not yet. And some lake trails. So there's a photographer in the UK, John Bennett, and he lives in Lincolnshire. And he is all the time taking some awesome light trail photos. So he inspires me to give it a whirl. And it's all location, location, location. Right vehicles moving through the intersection. For me, it would be, you know, this morning I probably shot 50 pictures, but maybe 100 pictures. You know, timing, lighting, cars, location. Yeah, it's a lot of things. But he's done some great ones and inspires me to try to do better. All I was really trying to say. So walking up that hill and trying to do videos at the same time is not such an awesome idea for me, but my Fitbit will be happy. There's Tux. He realized that I went for a walk without him, and he's exploring the front yard / trying to catch up with me. Hey, buddy. I came down the driveway, but I think I'll take the path back through the woods that Don put in this past summer and catch up with Tux, who's getting ready to come over the bridge to greet me. Yeah, and Don did a really nice job last spring of, he worked 3 or 4 days out in that section of woods there by the street with the chipper shredder, and really cleaned up a lot of things that had fallen and a few things that were just interfering with each other. There's Tux. So Don's driveway used to be where the bridge was, and it used to go around the right side of the house and be a circle and come back then down through the bridge. It would basically circled around the house. And you know, that he had long since moved the driveway over to here. And then a couple summers ago, maybe it's 3 summers ago now, we redug out the culverts. That was a whole project, and put in this little footbridge, which is, you know, restored the natural flow of the intermittent stream and the landscape in the front yard. Hey, buddy. How are you? All right, Tux says, never mind me. There's Gray, come to see what's going on, and he wants to play. Let's go get her. Yep, let's go get her. Hey, Gray. The promise of spring is right around the corner. My daffodils are up and waiting. They will bloom here in February. This is a variegated winter daphne, and when it blooms, it smells so good. So I'm on my way to pick up the boys. Time with Don always just goes way too fast. But we did watch a movie after all of our YouTubes and get a little bit of a nap in. Never a long enough nap though. It's misty, rainy out here again, and it looks like the frontal boundary is down in Charlotte. So I should be able, I think, to get back home before then. I don't know, the radar didn't look too impressive, so hopefully they're wrong about rumblings of thunder or any severe weather risk. Hope so. Well, I picked up the boys with no problems. Thankfully, it wasn't more than a little sprinkle, so they wait outside, and it's not necessarily a closed area over there, so convenient that it wasn't raining yet, at least not hard. But hey, it's, what is it, Joey?
It's a 3-day weekend.
It is, yeah. Way cool. We get an extra day of sleep this weekend. I like it. What do you think, Johnny?
Awesome.
Yeah, the only problem is Sunday, it's going to get cold again, like down to highs in the 30s. And same thing for Monday. So where I would like to go off and do a day trip and do something special with our day off, I don't think the weather's going to cooperate for that. So I'm a little bummed about that. It'll be clear, but cold. And of course 38, that's at what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's not at 10 o'clock in the morning when it's going to be colder. So yeah, I wish it was going to be, wish this warm weather would have been reserved for a day that the boys were off with me. So overall, I continue to be pretty happy with the auto wipers. Here's an instance though where there is a little bit of rain on the windshield, just a little bit, but remember I've got it set to sensitive mode. But up here around the camera housing where the camera is, there's no rain. So I've noticed a few instances where there's rain on the lower part of the window where I'm looking out. That doesn't necessarily equate to rain up where the camera is looking for the rain. So I think when it doesn't wipe, that's why. Because the distribution of the rain when it's just misty over the entire window isn't the same. So I stopped in at a small business on the way home from school with the boys today, and they don't have a lot of spaces and they were pretty busy. And I parked in the absolute safest spot that I could find, which was down on the end, kind of bordering the handicapped spot. And I felt like nobody would ding my doors, so I ran inside. I wasn't going to be more than 10 minutes, and I wasn't more than 10 minutes. I came out and there were two guys with gas-powered blowers blowing within like 2 feet of Ruby. Like, just, I freaked and started saying, "Stop, don't do that. You're going to damage my car." I don't remember what all else I said. I mean, I wasn't rude, but I was pretty upset and emphatic sounding crazy lady. And apparently the guys didn't speak any English, and I don't think they understood a word of what I said. And they did stop, however, but as I tried to explain why it was so important that they stopped, they didn't get it. They just blank stare at me. And the poor boys were in the car, and they tried holding up the universal symbol for stop, and they're yelling stop, please, you know, making eye contact with them, trying to tell the guys to quit. They did everything they could, so they were pretty frazzled. I don't think there's any damage to Ruby. I mean, you know, blowing leaves up on the car is not going to really necessarily hurt the car. The concern would more be gravel, right? If there was any gravel in the parking lot that they blew up. Hopefully not. But that was really scary. There was no sign of a lawn equipment company anywhere in the vicinity of where I parked, because I've had problems with blowers already this year with Ruby. You know, people on a street corner blowing leaves out into the street as cars pass by and blowing right at cars like it's no problem. And I just, you know, try to stop or switch lanes or give them a look like, are you crazy? Because, you know, you need to be polite to people's vehicles. You shouldn't be using a blower on them. So anyway, I don't know where those guys came from. They had not just mowed the grass. There was no grass there to even mow. I guess they just showed up to blow the parking lot in that 10-minute window that I was at that business. I was pretty upset. As a matter of fact, I'm still kind of upset. But I did get out and look at the car, and I think it's okay. But it's hard to tell because it's been raining today, and there's, you know, dirt on the car. It's not clean like it, you know, would be right after a wash and dry. So I don't know, fingers crossed. I think we're okay, but yeah, those guys, they gotta learn not to point blowers at people's cars. They're nuts. Alexa, enable the WRAL skill.
Welcome to the WRAL Alexa skill. You can ask for the news, ask for the forecast, or ask for the radar. What would you like?
Radar. Alexa, home. Alexa, ask the WRAL skill to show me the Doppler radar. Alexa, home. Johnny and I are in the car headed to Taekwondo. looks like the frontal boundary is going to slide north of us, and at any point, even if it doesn't, there's no hail or any damaging winds in the forecast, so that's good. What didn't sound so good, but I knew, was that tomorrow, instead of being near 70, we're going to be like near 50 and drop all day, and then Sunday we're only going to hit 38. So bye-bye extra nice, super warm weather for most of next week too, but not severe cold again, just sort of normal, slightly below average stuff. So not too bad, but I sure did enjoy this couple of days of really warm weather. But we're headed to Taekwondo, and then we can come home and kick back.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. All together, ready? 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step. Charlie, say yes, I can. Yes, I can.
So remember the errand I was on earlier today where I stopped and the leaf blower people started blowing near my car? Well, I was on a mission to get a Fitbit Zip for Johnny, and I was able to get one. So how many steps did you get at Taekwondo tonight?
Last time I checked, 2,084.
Yeah, that's pretty good exercise. So on Fridays when they're super busy and there's not a lot of extra spots on the mat, we have to do all this really hard in-place warm-up stuff. And we did lots of knee-ups tonight, and I mean a lot of them. But, you know, I always feel exhilarated after the exercise is over, so we're good. And now we'll go home and fix some dinner and enjoy the rest of our evening. Yeah, Johnny has to be back at 10 tomorrow morning for his black belt prep class. You're not allowed to pout about that.
I don't want to wake up early.
Right, it's the early in the morning part that's the problem. 95.3 miles today, 328 watt hours per mile. Hey, wasn't that my watt hours per mile yesterday too? And the car says we can go another 127 miles. Yep, 65 out there for a few more hours. I'm going to enjoy it until it gets cold.